Jay-Z is scared of 50 Cent. And now, the things 50's been saying about him are finally starting to surface. There are rumors swirling that Jay-Z cheated, stories claiming he groomed young artists, and even whispers about a secret contract with Beyoncé. Jay-Z holds major power in the music industry, and apparently, he's told people close to him to keep their distance from 50 Cent. But now, 50 is done staying quiet. He's calling people out, one by one, naming every single person Jay-Z allegedly tried to destroy.
You know, I remember one time walking in the studio, bleak beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now, just flood it, put out a lot of music, because 50 Cent is coming. And, you know, 4 months later, In the Club hit, and it was over. And it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tight to wave out.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. Now, let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. You can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around.
That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift.
I wish you would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody.
And Jay disagreed.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice.
Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
No, we'd have
50 Cent and Jay-Z have had issues going all the way back to the 1990s. It started when 50 dissed Jay-Z in his track How to Rob, calling him a poser. Even back then, 50 believed Jay-Z was all bark and no bite. Jay-Z didn't respond directly, but instead, he used his influence and powerful industry connections to quietly sabotage other artists. When he had beef with Nas, Jay-Z reportedly went out of his way to block Nas's album from succeeding. And he pulled the same move on 50, dropping his own music right before 50's album release, just to undercut him. Both Jay-Z and Diddy always claimed to uplift black artists. But strangely, they kept turning against those very same people. Beanie Sigel was blackballed too, pushed out by Jay-Z. And Jay-Z didn't stop there. He'd even time his own album releases to directly compete with Beanie's, just to drown him out.
You couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z. You couldn't sell more records than Jay-Z. But all you had to do was listen to Beanie Sigel. And Beanie Sigel, oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing it. Like, holy shit. Like, I used to have questions like, why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop it right on top. He wouldn't let me breathe, but right before me. Like, I was always close, and then always thought, like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So you had $20, $20 that you saved up, and you was gonna buy an album. And it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and Beanie Sigel. You know, 9 times out of 10, you won't buy a Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on top. And it was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude was crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But to maliciously plot to hold me back, I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, Dame would know better than me.
Jay-Z even tried to stop 50 Cent from performing at the Super Bowl. The only reason 50 made it on that stage was because Eminem personally asked for him. Eminem has always been a real one, someone who stays loyal and keeps 50 close no matter what.
The big homie Jay-Z, right? I said to my nephew, I said, yo, listen, I have to ask him this straight up. So I said, yo, why? Who is the people that's on NFL? And he said to me, and I'm sorry for anybody who don't understand. He said, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, who's the white guy? I'm digging this Jimmy Iovine. He said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. He said,
that's his guy.
He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50.
But that's his guy.
That was beautiful.
And guess who's Dre's guy?
Your guy.
Even though 50 Cent is wildly successful, he still shows up for the people around him. Tony Yayo once said 50 is a legend in rap, but what really stands out is how he continues to respect and support other Black artists. Jay-Z, on the other hand, carries himself like he's above everyone else, like he's just too important to be bothered.
Jay-Z's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know,
true.
he's like it, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and you know, Jay gotta remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the, you know, the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay, so I think people are just gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you gotta remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. Come on.
Wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super
You didn't
Bowl?
know that? Yeah, he didn't
Well,
want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some hating. Yeah,
I remember
pushed for it,
Eminem
yeah.
was like, I'm not gonna do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah, and
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted him there. I don't know.
Because of what, some of the.
I mean,
back
you
and
know,
forth,
it's,
back in the day?
competition. You got to think. 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1. What the 50 Cent?
That was a long time ago.
That was what, 9? What was
Yeah,
that?
but
9?
but after that, they did a song together. Remember
Yeah,
the whole,
of course, but 50 was
sneaker
50 was
thing?
always competition for. Then remember Jay said, "Yo, 50's coming." He told Siegel and them, and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember he came after. He came after Jay and Rockefeller. G-Unit came, and people might G-Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the effect that we had.
2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a Black billionaires lunch. You understand? Right. And we here together, and we're gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else to us. Black excellence.
The new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
to us. Black excellence.
that had to be there.
We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch.
Oh,
Like,
I hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you is this year. Come on, bro.
Jay-Z is, at his core, a businessman, and everything he does in his career seems to be about one thing: money. He even married Beyoncé for money. Cent has gone so far as to call Jay-Z's marriage to Beyoncé a contract. And ever since that marriage, Jay-Z's been sweeping the Grammys year after year. He wants the world to believe he's untouchable.
When Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
No, he has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong.
He was
At
one.
the same time.
He got some shit. He's like drinking. His pictures where he's like thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16, 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go prior to that, one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see the kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
Why are you so on top of the business side of Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Some people like to just be an artist.
Yeah, I was actually forced to be an artist and a businessman because when I tried to get a deal, I couldn't get a deal, so I had to create Rockefeller Records. We actually created Rockefeller Records for nothing. And, you know, so I was forced to know both sides of the business.
The reason Jay-Z keeps cheating on Beyoncé is because their marriage was never about love. It was a contract made to boost both their careers. There are also rumors that Jay-Z cheated with Rihanna. Rihanna was just 16 when Jay-Z signed her. She was flown to America alone and made to perform by herself in Jay-Z's hotel room. He signed her at 3:00 a.m.
Talk about Rihanna, the diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me a song. She had a song right now, and it's I wouldn't say massive because of her roots, but she has this outrageous song called Ponley Replay. And then he played that song for me, and I was scared. I was like, that song is too big for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a new artist, when a song is that big, it's something, you know, it's hard to come back from. And I don't sign songs, I sign artists.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you break down the difference between that? Because you know, the viewing public might not understand that.
You know, some people chase the hot song for a minute, and then they sign, you know, based on the song. I want to sign it based on an artist, based on, you know, or based on the swagger, based on the level of talent, based on the writing. You know, so I was a little reluctant when I first heard the song, and then, you know, he kept going. Jay Brown kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by. And when she walked in the office, I was like, you know, she just had, it was just something about her. She had this, you know, it was just something about her. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Then, you know, we sat down and we talked. And they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over, and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic, everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 in the morning was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 in the morning.
Wow.
That day I was absolutely certain.
But Jaguar has been warning us about Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading, but the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Piers Morgan.
Is Beyoncé Celebrity B?
I hope to God not. but she was around. And she's very... She's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Well,
what I
look.
will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows.
Rihanna was trafficked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look
She
at her
was
now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the f***ing morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam history.
Let's not forget, Jay-Z has openly admitted to cheating on Beyoncé multiple times. First in 2007, and then again in 2014. That's when the rumors really took off. People started saying he was seeing someone else. Remember that video of Solange attacking Jay-Z in the elevator right after the 2014 Met Gala after party? Beyoncé just stood there, calm, letting it all happen. That moment said a lot. It showed she was with Solange on this. People in the industry already knew what kind of relationship Jay-Z and Beyoncé had. Jay-Z's name had been linked to Rihanna, Rita Ora, and Rachel Roy, all while he was married to Beyoncé. And the way Beyoncé accepted his cheating without any public reaction made it painfully clear. Their marriage wasn't about love, it was about business.
A top rap star is busted.
Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
For Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved in this.
There was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting.
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
I have my faults. You know I'm not a perfect.
Jay-Z's cheating doesn't stop there. Just a few months ago, reports surfaced that he was allegedly involved with Diddy too. And let's be real, we all know how Diddy gets away with things. If you've got enough money, you can do whatever you want.
Was it difficult to say, I'm going to talk about the problems in our marriage. I'm going to talk about how we almost lost things. And for her to say, I'm going to talk about my pain and anger at you. What were those conversations like?
Again, it didn't happen in that way. It happened, we were using our art almost like a therapy session, and we started making music together. And then the music she was making at that time was further along. So her album came out as opposed to the joint album that we were working on. We still have a lot of that music. And this is what it became. There was never a point where it was like, I'm making this album. I was there.
Right.
I was right there the entire time.
And what was her reaction to your work, and what was your reaction to hers? It must have caused
I think they were
pain
both
for each of you, right?
Of course. And both very, very uncomfortable, but sitting in that, the best place in the, hurricane is like in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the eye of that hurricane. Maybe not use hurricane because so many people are being affected right now, but the best place is right in the middle of the pain.
Right.
And that's where we were sitting, and it was uncomfortable. And a lot of conversations, and really proud of the music she made, and she was really proud of the art I released. And at the end of the day, we really have a healthy respect for one another's craft. I think she's amazing. You know, most people walk away and like divorce rate is like 50% or something because most people can't see themselves. The hardest thing is seeing pain on someone's face that you caused and then have to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't, most people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You don't want to look inside yourself. And so you walk away. It's my soulmate, it's the person I love, you know. And you can be in love with someone. You can love someone and you're not, and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're gonna have complications, period. And if you can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point. And you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle. For Black men and women, you know, to see a different outcome. Like you were saying, it's not this celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.